Namaskar. The paper of microwave electronics for MSc final year. In previous lectures, we have discussed the microwave tubes and the construction and working of the two cavity klystron. Also, we have calculated the component of the beam current at the second resonator, that is at catcher cavity. So today we will find out the efficiency and power output of the two cavity klystron, and also we will discuss that how the two cavity klystron can also act as a two cavity klystron oscillator. So as we have already calculated the beam current expression, which is given by I2 equal to sigma n an e raised to the power j n omega t2. The fundamental component of the beam current for n equal to 1 is given by I2 equal to a1 e raised to the power j omega t2 by substituting n equal to 1 in the previous expression. Also, as we have already calculated the amplitude of the wave corresponding to the fundamental component of the beam current as a1 equal to minus twice j I0 e raised to the power minus omega z v0 into j1m, where j1m is the Bessel function of first order of argument m, where m is the bunching parameter. So utilizing this expression of the A1 component in the expression for the current, we will find out I2 as equal to minus twice j I0 e raised to the power minus j alpha j1m e raised to the power j omega t2, where we have considered alpha as omega z upon v0. Now further expanding this exponent term, we will get minus twice j I0 cos alpha minus j sin alpha j1m e raised to the power j omega t2 multiplying by j inside this bracket. This will gives us minus twice I0 sin alpha plus j cos alpha j1m e raised to the power j omega t2. So clearly this equation will contain two components of the current, AC current at the second cavity, which is the catcher cavity. And if, as we know that the voltage in between the grids of the catcher cavity is given by V2 equal to V2 e raised to the power j omega t2. So hence when we compare the current I2 with V2, we will find out that the first component of the current, beam current, is in phase with the voltage V2, while the other component is 90 degree phase difference with the voltage term. And also we know that now we calculate the average power output at the catcher cavity, which is given by P bar, that is P average equal to V RMS into I RMS into cos theta, where theta is the phase difference between the voltage and the currents. So now substituting for V RMS, which is equal to V2 upon root 2, I RMS is the first component of the oscillating current, which is minus twice I0 sin alpha j1m upon root 2, and since both the current and voltage are in the same phase, so theta equal to 0, plus V2 upon root 2 and current component of the second term, which is minus twice I0 cos alpha j1m upon root 2, and theta is here pi by 2, since the second component of current and the voltage at the catcher cavity are at 90 degree phase difference. So this cos 90 term that is the second term will become 0, and therefore the AC power output at the catcher cavity is given by minus I0 V2 sin alpha J1M. Now we define the efficiency, which is the ratio of the AC power output and DC power input. So AC power output is the above average power which we have earlier calculated here, and DC power output is the product of the beam current I0 and the voltage between the cathode and anode, which is V0. So this efficiency comes out to be eta equal to minus V2 upon V0 sin alpha into J1M. So if we consider that the coupling is perfect, that is coefficient of coupling K equal to is considered say unity, which is the ideal value, and if also V2 is V0 equal to V0, although this is not the actual case in practice, and for the bunching parameter m equal to 1.841, the corresponding Bessel function value of the first order, that is J1M, is comes out to be 0.582. So in that case also, if the value of sin alpha is equal to 1 for maximum efficiency, then the maximum electronic efficiency of the two cavity klystron is comes out to be only 58%. This is the ideal and theoretical value, but in practice, since voltage V2 is small as compared to V0, and also the coupling coefficient K is also not unity, it is less than 1. So the actual efficiency, electronic efficiency of the two cavity klystron amplifier is comes out to be only about 15 to 30%. Since it is a function of catcher gap transit time and the catcher gap transit angle, so the actual efficiency is small as compared to the theoretical and maximum efficiency, which is 58%. Now we will discuss that how the two cavity klystron amplifier can also act as a two cavity klystron oscillator. So this is the, to discuss this, we again construct the block diagram of the two cavity klystron, in which F is the filament, K is the cathode, A is the anode, a DC beam voltage capital V0 is applied between cathode and anode. These are the two cavities. This is the buncher cavity, which velocity modulates the incoming uniform flow of the electrons into the dense clusters or bunches of the electrons. The second cavity is called the catcher cavity, and this is the collector electrode. So this whole diagram is earlier considered and discussed in our first lecture of the two cavity klystron amplifier. From the catcher cavity, RF output voltage is also obtained. Now in the case of two cavity klystron amplifier, this first cavity is excited by the input signal V1 e raised to the power j omega t, but if a small portion of the output from the catcher cavity is fed back by a feedback line to the buncher cavity, then the self-sustained oscillations may be obtained, and the buncher cavity will be self-excited by the feedback signal obtained from the catcher cavity to the buncher cavity. the distance between the two cavities is maintained in such a way so that there will be a positive feedback and the Barkhausen conditions for the self-sustained and self-excited oscillations may be achieved. So, in this way, the two cavity klystron can also act as a two cavity klystron oscillator. In our next lecture, we will discuss about the reflex klystron, in which instead of using two different cavities for the bunching and the catcher, a single cavity is used for both buncher cavity, that is for the velocity modulation, and also for the power output from the same cavity. So, the reflex klystron is the common microwave tube which is used for the generation of microwaves in the laboratories and for experiments. Thank you.